You're welcome. Hey, Alex, can you hear me? It seems like yeah, my recorder is working. Yeah? Okay, good. Good. So, uh, 7 p.m. now. Welcome everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is Piano with XinRu, and I'm XinRu Chen. And welcome back to my channel. And today is a tutorial session, and we are going to talk about musicality. So I'm going to talk about how do we make a piece sounds musical. Well, I have been wanting to talking about this for ages, because ever since I started to learn the piano, like everybody began to tell me like, you need to play musically. This is a talent, and you need to feel the music. All the music has such a feeling, and it's the emotion, and you got to be passionate to make it sound musical. But the truth was, the more passionate I went, the worse I played. It doesn't make it sound musical. It just makes it sound worse. And gradually, after so many years of thinking and thoughts and experience, and I realized playing musically is not a talent at all. It's a method, and it can be trained. It can be learned step by step by any one of us. This is no like mystery at all. So today I'm going to demystify the musicality of piano playing. So anybody can play musically, regardless talent or not, or talented or not. Okay, so let's see. Let's use a very famous, not that easy, but very famous piece as an example. Okay, so I'm going to play Schumann Kinderszenen. We use Schumann Kinderszenen as an example. As an example. Okay, so if you hear somebody play Schumann Kinderszenen like this. Okay, you probably say this person has no musicality at all. It's not a musical playing. It's so blunt. It's so abrupt. Okay, what if I play like this? Okay, the thing sounds different now. But what do I actually change to make these two things sound so dramatically different? Let's use another example. Still from Kinderszenen. Actually, let's use Chopin Nocturne. I think that's a better example. I think everybody knows this piece, this super duper famous Chopin Nocturne. If I play like this, if you hear someone play like this, you wouldn't think this person is musical at all, probably. You would think it's no talent at all. Okay, what if I play like this? has something different, isn't it? So it's not just about, let me have a look, caption for this types of videos. Could you turn on caption for this types of videos? Definitely, yeah, you're right. How do I turn on tap? Oh no, okay. I will work on turn on caption in this kind of video in the future. We got a comment. Alex said, could you turn on caption for those types of videos in the future? Yeah, I think that would be helpful, but I don't know how to set it up now, but I'm just keep going. Okay, so where was I? Okay, I was talking about these two different things are super different, but what's the difference? Like, what did I do to make these two different things, same melody, so different? I'm going to talk about 9 steps today to make your playing any piece sounds musical, sounds from a very blunt and not musical at all playing like my first time to the second time very musical, very structured, very beautiful playing. So now let's start. Sorry, I caught a cold a few days ago, so might be coughing from time to time. Bear with me, please. Thank you. Okay, so first thing, after we learn the notes and the rhythm, I think we want to work on the dynamics. I know it's not something like very, it's like common sense. Like, okay, we need to play with dynamics. But about dynamics, very few people, even for professional pianists, very few people can really make the level super clear for the dynamics. Like, let's see, for dynamics, we have 8 levels, don't we? We have from PPP to FFF. I got this. Can you see this? This is a blackboard. So the first one we are going to add is dynamics. Okay, and for dynamics, we have 8 levels from PPP, PP, P, MP, F, MF, F, FF, and triple F. So normally these 8 levels we use very often for these 8 levels. Anything beyond this a little bit more exaggerated, like more expression instead of a really dynamic work. Okay, so for our pianist, I think the first thing when we want to play something musical, we try to make our dynamic very, very super duper clear. For example, I got this piece. Okay, this piece at the beginning Schumann marked P. So the first time I need to play. This is Schumann Kinderszenen number 3, by the way. Okay, but when this thing comes back again, Schumann marked MF. Okay, now you need to think. So I have 8 levels in this piece, and my PPP might be. Okay, my PP, my P. So each level you make it very, very clear. Okay, let me make another example. Let's make this a bit clearer. Let's use this one. We still use Chopin nocturne. In this nocturne, the beginning phrase. Okay, now we play no musicality at all. Now we make it soft. We don't change anything else. We're not changing anything else yet. We just make it soft. Okay, immediately it sounds slightly different already, right? Okay, now let's use another example. Let me demonstrate this, how important dynamic it is for a piece. This is Schumann, this is Liszt, Liebestraum. Okay, sorry everyone, I'm not reading the comment yet. I will read the comment and then answer all the questions by the end of this session, okay? So I'm just gonna keep going with my talking first. Okay, so the beginning, if I play very blunt, ugly playing, isn't it? Okay, now we don't change anything else. We just make the volume to P. Well, it changed something already, at least. Nothing else has been changed, but the dynamic itself makes it change already. And then if you actually follow everything the dynamic marks the composer instructed us, it's gonna change a lot of things. It's more than we thought. For example, for Chopin etudes, the Chopin etudes, this one, the revolutionary. So Chopin has an F at the beginning. Okay, if you play not F, well, this piece doesn't really sound like it. But we don't change anything else. We just make the dynamic very clear. Musicality techniques yet. I'm only added the dynamics. It already have the colors and the levels. So I think for our pianist, this is something we sometimes underestimate. We thought something far more complicated can be more powerful. But the truth is the dynamic itself can be super duper powerful as long as you make each level super clear. Now, let me make a very clear level. Let's go back to Kinderszenen again. We make a very clear level from PPP to FFF. No, let's go from FFF to PPP. Reverse way, sorry. This is FFF, now we do double F. Now we do F. Triple P. Okay, you see, I didn't change anything else. Simply by changing the dynamic levels, it made a lot of difference to the musical character already. So changing your dynamic and stick to the dynamic your composer wants you to be, and then make the boundaries super clear. I would reckon it's the number one thing you need to do when you want to make your musicality clear. Okay, so for dynamics, we have a lot more things to talk about, but I'm not going into details today. But this is the number one step for musicality. And you need to control your strengths to be able to differentiate your PPP from PP to differentiate everything, and you need to arrange your structure as well. That's the next step. But make sure your dynamics are clear to your audience. If you play a P, make your audience think you're playing a P. That's really, really important. Okay, now second thing, we do articulation. So step 2, we add in articulations. So articulation. So we are still on like the very basic things. So, but don't underestimate those basic techniques. Those basic techniques can change a lot of things if we do it accurately. So now, articulations. This is the second step. Okay, so we still use Schumann Kinderszenen as an example. Where is my Kinderszenen? Okay, we still use Kinderszenen as an example, but this time we use the third one as an example. So as you can see, can you see the music? The third one, the Kinderszenen. Everything is a staccato here. Okay, so it should be sounds like this. And then from here, it's a legato. Slur. So you see, in this small little piece, we have a lot of small articulation marks here. We try again. Okay, let me explain again. So we have a small slur first, and then small slur, and then staccato, small slur, and then from here, all legato. Okay, now everyone, let's see if I'm not making this articulation clear. If I make this super legato from the beginning to the end. Now let's hear how this music sounds like. This music would sound like this. And then the legato one, he actually wants us to be legato. We make it staccato. And then we make it legato again. It completely changes what the music means. I didn't change anything else, just by changing the articulations. So make sure you stick to the articulations the composer want. That's super duper important, especially in Beethoven. Yeah, Beethoven is using this to an extreme. Like, for example, this is Beethoven Sonata number 1. And then we're going to the beginning. We have all all the 5 notes, we have the staccato mark. So we have, and then legato, staccato. Okay, this is what Beethoven wants. Now, if we connect everything, we connect all the staccatos to legato. Let's see what happens. Okay, I did the exactly reversed articulation Beethoven written. So the piece suddenly doesn't like that piece anymore, isn't it? So these articulations, it's very important for our musicality. And sometimes this can be underestimated as well. When we talk about musicality, we think about something very complicated, very high above. It's something like, but it's actually something we can build up from our foundation. It's based on all the techniques we are following, and we are controlling ourselves, and the sound we are making by dynamic, by articulations, can totally, completely change the foundation of the character. So that's the first 2 steps I would recommend everybody to do, to make sure you're following what the music is actually written, and by following this, you will find your musicality changes already, just simply by these 2 steps. Okay, now let's move on. Let's move on to something we can actually design a little bit more. It's not only what the composer wants us to be, but we move on to something that we actually have a little bit reinterpretation into the music. So I'm going to talk about step 3, which is balance. Balance. Okay. By saying balance, I mean the balance between left hand and right hand. So such things is super obvious if I use Chopin Nocturne as an example. Okay, let's see. Let's use Chopin Nocturne. No, let's use Chopin, we use Chopin E minor concerto, okay? Because this concerto has a super duper beautiful middle section. It's just amazing. Okay, let's see. This super duper beautiful middle section sounds like this. Okay, now balance is very, very important, especially actually in any music. It's not just in romantic music that you have one hand as a melody and one hand as your accompaniment. You're supposed to play your accompaniment less than your melody. But the truth is, in any music, it's very important because it's controlled your texture and your layers of the music. So, for example, this one. I can play, we have a lot of balance. I can play 5/5, so equally big. I say 5/5 like 5 versus 5. Then it sounds like this. It's not very, very nice sound, isn't it? Or I can play left hand louder. So let's see 7, 3. Actually, it's not that bad. Well, it's because Chopin wrote such beautiful melody in your left hand as well. But okay, now let's put it normally. If we try, so for balance, I have actually a tip. I found that the more extreme you make your balance, the more heartbreaking the music sounds. So for example, if I make my right hand occupies 9 versus my left hand 1, it's gonna sound more pathetic, desperate, heartbroken than if I do 7 and 3. Okay, let me show you. This is super interesting. A discovery I found out myself. Okay, so let's see. If I do 7, let's go from one level by one level. We go 6, 4. So right hand 6, left hand 4. Then it sounds like this. Everything else doesn't change, okay? Okay, now we make it a little bit more extreme. We do 7 right hand and 3 for left hand. Less warm, isn't it? So the more you have your left hand as a supporting, the warmer it would be. But when you have less left hand, the music starts to sound more and more solemn, more and more solitary. Okay, now let's do 8 for right hand, left hand for 2. It sounds sadder, isn't it? It sounds more, dramatic, more melancholy, isn't it? Okay, now let's try right hand 9, left hand 1. So we make the difference really, really, really big. You see, everyone, I didn't change anything else. Just, I hope you do long form videos. Just simply by changing the balance, the levels, the ritual for your both hand, and then the music sounds like this. So the next thing for musicality, the next step, I would suggest you try to add your balance in. For any piece, if you want a slightly warmer atmosphere for your musicality, you make it maybe 6 for your melody, 4 for your accompaniment, and if oh my God, we got somebody send me a membership. Thank you very much, Vulnerable. Yeah. Where was I? I got distracted. Sorry. So if you want your music to sound warmer, you make your right hand melody part and the left hand accompaniment part not so far away, like 4, 6, 6 for your right hand, 4 for your left hand. But if you want it sound really sad, really unhappy, really like dramatic, desperate, you make the balance bigger. Like see if I do this. This is Chopin Etudes number 3, okay? Thank you again, Vulnerable, for joining the membership. And just by the way, everybody, welcome to join the membership. I have the new feature now. You can join my membership and you can decide what's my next piano challenge session, the topic, and if you have any problem, like by joining the membership, we will have a piano clinic and then you can ask me directly. Okay, now let's back to the tutorial session. So we are talking about balance. So I'm about to use Chopin Etudes number 3 to be as an example. So for example, this if I want this music to sound very warm, I put this one, left hand maybe 4, right hand 6. Okay, but but if I want this music to sound super duper desperate and like very very sad, probably I'm gonna change my balance. I'm not changing anything else yet, okay everyone? I'm just simply changing my balance. In your sound. Oh, thank you again for the super sticker. Thank you. Do you feel the difference with the music, everyone? Why make the balance less different? The music sounds much warm. The sound is warmer. But why make the balance like 1 for left hand and 9 for right hand? The music gives a very very I don't know how to describe it in words. It gives a very solemn and lonely feeling. For Kinderszenen as well. This way I make my left hand louder. This music sounds warmer, peaceful, and nice. But if I do it's really it makes music much lonely and sad and lost. It's such a complicated feeling if you want the music to be really desperate and sad. Like for example, the nocturne. If I do this, a little bit passionate, a bit warm, like the warm wind caressing your face in the nice tropical forest or whatever. However, but if I play like this, heartbroken woman is crying in the night or in the, nobody in the forest, isn't it? So the music sounds yes, exactly, vulnerable. And thank you again for your super sticker. Yeah, exactly. It sounds like it's crying. Yeah, I'm so glad you feel the difference too. Thank you, vulnerable, and thank you everyone for being here again. And I hope you feel the difference, really. It sounds really different, but I didn't really change much. I simply changed my balance. So right now, let's summarize. We have 3 steps now already. Step 1, we changed our dynamic. We make our dynamic level very, can you hear me clearly? We make our dynamic level very, very clear. So if we play a FF, that's a FF. If we play a PP, that's a PP. Okay, now, and the second step is articulation. So if we have staccato, we make it staccato. If we may have small slurs, we make it small slur. If it's a legato, we make it legato. And then if it's portato, we make it portato. It sounds simple, but it's quite hard to do sometimes in specific pieces. But I think it's important that we actually have this awareness that this like seemingly simple thing can actually make a huge difference in our musicality. Okay, the third step is what I talk about, the balance. Okay. The balance, we talk about the balance between the both hand, and then if this both hand is quite similar, like 5/5 or 6/4, it actually sounds more warm, peaceful, and it doesn't really sound heartbroken. But if you really want this piece to sound like heartbroken, desperate, lonely, sad, you just make your balance difference more extreme, and that changes everything. Okay, now it's time to move on. We move on. The next step is, this is a very not a difficult step at all. It's tempo. Okay, I know most of the time the composer set the tempo for us, but sometimes we underestimate how important tempo can act in this kind of pieces as well. So if you want to make a piece sounds happy, you kind of need to pick a happy tempo. And if you want this piece to sound warm, you need to pick a warm tempo. And if you want this piece to sound melancholy and desperate, you need to make a desperate tempo. Okay, let's, for example, this one. I think everybody knows this piece. This is Schumann Kinderszenen 3 minor. Okay, now if I make this faster, we don't change anything. We change nothing else at all. We simply make it faster. How does it sound? Yeah, where is my music? I think I don't know how to play to make it fast. This is embarrassing. Okay, let me make it faster. Pleasant piece. It's not like heartbroken. I don't know if you have ever seen this very famous video played by Horowitz, and audience was crying. It was like having tears in his eyes while listening to this piece. But it doesn't have this effect at all if I play in this speed. What if I play even faster? Actually, isn't that? Okay, now I got another one. We try another example. I think everybody knows Moonlight Sonata, right? Moonlight Sonata. If I don't change anything else, I simply just make it fast. So what happens? It doesn't sound lonely. It sounds like moonlight shedding or like forest or whatever. It sounds like anxious now, isn't it? So yeah, okay, the third movement of Moonlight Sonata, everybody knows it too, I think. Sounds like this. I didn't learn this piece properly, so this is just an example. What if I make it slower? It changes everything immediately again. So just by changing the tempo, by choosing a correct tempo you want to meet your musicality, is super important. It changes everything. It really changes a lot in your musicality, and we cannot really ignore this. And our tempo, our chosen tempo, should be serving our musicality. And then the final musicality, the result, is a combination of our choices for all the steps here. Okay, I'm going to talk about the next step, which is shape. Okay, shape. This is a little bit harder. So when we talk about a phrase, so music is a phrase. It's like a language. We have phrase, we have a paragraph, we have chapters, whatever. And then shape is what kind of musical shape you want your phrase to be. For example, if let's still do this. We use this nocturne as an example. We go. So now you see this little phrase. I have da 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 da. This is the highest note. Da 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 da. Okay, I can change the shape. I can change the shape to whatever I want. So for example, if I want to change to this up climbing shape, then this first phrase sounds like this. Well, still not bad, still not too bad. It's just different interpretation. Okay, now I can make this shape change different again. I can make it sounds like go up in the middle and then go down. Sounds like this. Sorry. another different shape, isn't it? Okay, now I can change this shape again. I can make it loud at the beginning and then soft in the bottom, so it's like a U shape. You go and then go up. So and then it sounds like this. Okay, so now we have all these different options. We have all these different choices in our shape. Which shape do we actually want? And then which shape does the music really want? And then this is entirely based on the musicality. So you can choose your shape based on what kind of a character and atmosphere and feelings you want this music to make your audience feel. For example, let's take Kinderszenen as an example again. This one. Okay, now this simple little phrase, I'm making an arch shape. I'm making a mountain shape. So go up and down. So. But I can also make a still go up shape. And then I can make a go down shape. I can make a U shape. I can make any shape I want. But it depends on how I want to structure this piece and what this piece is actually talking about. And it's a lot of things and technical stuff to talk about in each point of this. I'm not going to go talk about everything in detail today. We'll just do a big summarize for all the factors that I think actually influenced our musicality, and so it's not a mystery at all for anybody who yeah, exactly, vulnerable. Yeah, we are basically drawing by sound. Yeah, it's lines. It's what I don't know how to draw at all. I'm a horrible drawer. Like even my 4 years old student, she was like, your drawing was horrible. I can do better than you. So I don't know how to draw, but it's like the line, the shape of the line, and you basically use your sound to follow the shape of the line and to create the music and the picture you actually want it to be. And this is a design. This is not feeling. And yes, it is feeling. It is a design that intentionally designed to express a certain kind of feeling. But this is not like, oh, I'm talented, so I can play like this. Just by, instinction or whatever. Well, I am not denying that some people have this instinct to play musically immediately. So you get all these steps just by instinct. So you can play this piece like musically just by instinct. I'm not denying there are talents outside in this world, but I'm not a talented person. I'm just a normal person, and I studied piano from knowing nothing. Nobody in my family is a musician ever. So, and then I found a lot of things I didn't understand during my study, and so I was very much confounded every time when all of my teachers or any of my teachers told me that you have to be musical, you need to sing your melody. But could you please tell me how? Like, I really want to do it, but how? Tell me the steps, tell me the things I really need to do, instead of just, you feel it, but I am feeling it, I'm trying very hard to feel it, but it doesn't work. Sorry, everyone. This is my like painful experience. Like during my piano study for the past 20 years and many years, this has been a very big problem for me. And yeah, I kept thinking about this question, and I realized, like, after my PhD and during my PhD and after so many years, and I realized, oh, actually, you know what? It's not just about instinct and talent. It's a method. So that's why I'm here today, share this to everybody. And I hope this would be helpful for you too. Okay, now let's keep going. But each step has a lot of technical things to do. Of course, we need to practice a lot, and each step has a lot of different variations, but we will go into details some other time. Okay, today is just like a big summary for everything. Next step, we call it strengths. Yeah, I ran out of space. This one is a little bit harder to understand, actually, because this one you cannot really perceive. Let's see. For example, I can use which one? Okay, let's use Rachmaninoff actually today. Now we are going to use Rachmaninoff as an example. So, here. Okay. This phrase. So the strengths for pianist, I would say it's actually the breath for singers. So you imagine you are a singer and you sing this phrase. You have da da, sorry, horrible singer here. Da 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 da. You change your breath, right? Okay, so some place you change your breath like a short change, a small change. And then some place is a full change of a breath. And then this makes a huge difference to your music. Because imagine if I sing like da 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 da, this doesn't make this a big long lyrical line, isn't it? So when this happens, it's when we want to make it anxious. When we want to make the music sound anxious, we change our strengths, every little single part. So for example, for your Chopin Sonata No. 2, you see, every little it's a change of strengths, like a change of breath. But why? Because the music wants us to be a bit anxious. This is nervous, and then use this, the strength technique to make it sound nervous. But if you want to make any music sounds like spectacular, sounds big, sounds a long lyrical line, you got to keep your breath until the end of the phrase. Or you can change for small breaths, but you can't let it back. For example, now I'm going to let my strength go back and then use another new strength. So like I take a breath every small single phrase. So then this long big phrase would sound like this. It sounds the long phrase has been chopped out by many like small sections. But this is it's not because of your volume. It's not because of some people. A lot of people they're not using the strengths, but they connect they try to make the volume sounds good. Like for example, like every note I'm controlling. Yeah, I'm controlling every note, but it still sounds like da 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 da. It sounds like short of breath. So this is not helpful for make your music long, lyrical, spectacular, and effortless. Most importantly, we want at the end of our playing, we want to make everything sounds natural, like relaxed, like as if we're speaking just like now, like as if we're just, it's just part of us. It's like flowing out of our body. By controlling each sound, and then use your strengths for each single sound, or like you don't know where to take a breath, this is not helpful at all. So if you want a long phrase, you got to use one strength. Then now it's a new big phrase. You take a new stretch. So you take a big breath. So that's exactly wonderful. Yeah, it's like hammer. Yeah, it's exactly the metaphor. It's like hammer hitting instead of a big flow. And then this is because of you. You take a breath. You take a breath. Yeah, you cut off your strengths. That's the reason. And then we need to design where should we take a breath. For singer, it's a breath. For our pianist, it's a strength. So we need to design where do we take a breath, where do we take a gap, where should we start a new phrase. And that's why I think phrasing is the number one important thing in when we start to learn a new piece. But if you're interested in this, I'm doing a product talking about how to learn a new piano piece, any piano piece from scratch, and the way I feel most efficient and effective. And I'm still working on it, but it's gonna be out there in a few weeks. So yeah, if you're interested, welcome to have a look. Okay, so sorry. Now we move on. Next one. I think this one we hear it quite a lot as well. It's called voicing. So this is something similar as balance, but not exactly, because it's more about how do we control different voices within one hand. Like we still take Kinderszenen as an example. If you can see this music, I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if you can see this music, but you see this piece has 3 voices, isn't it? Okay, so your top voice and your middle voice and your bottom voice, right? Okay, so you got to use one hand to make this sounds different. I don't think you can see my music clearly, but well, that's what I can do for now. Anyway, so this is your middle voice. And then your top voice. But the truth is, I'm actually using my right hand to play 2 voices. But we need to control to make these 2 voices sounds different. We make these 2 voices sounds like 2 different persons singing completely different lines. Schumann uses this a lot in all the different music. And then at least in the Lieberstrom, we have it a lot as well. We call it voicing. So we need to decide which line, so which person is the most important person in this musical texture. Okay, so for example, for this one, Lieberstrom number 3. So we have 3 voices as well. We have our left hand, we have the middle melody, and then we have the top voice. So what we actually need to do here is always make the melody the most important thing. It's like your productivity course. And then you're here for a brand new day, and then you think, what is my priority today? And then put that at the bottom, put that at the top. Sorry. Put your priority at the top, and then make everything give way to your priority. So. Make everything else a totally different sound. This is a little bit hard. I know it takes time to control and to train your fingers, and this is another topic. How to make it happen is another topic. We talk about it gradually in our future videos, okay, and sessions. Today is just a big summary. Okay, good. So then, but voicing is a super important step we have to include in our musicality. And by controlling our voicing, we can control the texture and the layers of our music. We can actually know what is the most important and how do we want this, this music texture to sound like. Which should be, you imagine this is the picture, like what should be in front of it, what should be in the background, like what should be in the middle. So you actually have an arrangement instead of just put everything on the same level. And that would sound very flat, isn't it? And then that will lose your musicality at all. So imagine if I play this piece like this. The audience doesn't know what to listen to. And then this is very important. Okay, number 7 is voicing. And number 8. Oh my god, I ran out of space in my board. See? Bad arrangement. Okay, I can write. Well, I can write here. 8, number 8 here. Yeah, 8. Number 8, we have timbre. Okay, so this is a very mysterious topic to talk about. So when we are talking about timbre, am I pronouncing it correctly? But when we are talking about this, like so many people are saying like, okay, some pianists, their sound is magical, is whatever. They can change their sound. It sounds like very magical. Well, however, this is just like you think it like physically or from a psychological way of thinking. This is a piano, right? And you have a hammer and you have the key. Okay, how do you make the sound change? If you hit the key, it's all about your speed touching the key. So if you hit the key fast and strong, your note sounds fast, sharp, and strong. And then if you like chop it, like just go down, like it's just go down this way. It sounds aggressive because it's fast. But okay, now if I make the speed of touching the key slower, it feels like there is a cushion at the top of your fingertip, and then you touch the key with a cushion in between your finger and the key. Okay? And then the sound change. Well, it's not just about volume. I can do it loud, and as well as doing a slow yeah, you see I'm doing it loud, and I'm slower speed touching the key. But if I sound is different. Okay, so now we use some examples again. If we do some piece, we really need like fast, aggressive touching. Like this piece, okay, I a little bit forgot, I need the music. But maybe you know this piece. This is Prokofiev Third Piano Concerto. I haven't touched this piece for ages, but let me try again. So, but this piece, you need really, hi everyone. So this piece, you really need very aggressive and sharp and touch. So you need fast touch. Yeah, but if I use like soft touch in this piece, what does it sound? It sounds like this. It's suddenly lost this kind of decisive, aggressive, and the kind of feeling Prokofiev actually wants us to have. But let's go back to Schumann again. Okay, for Kinderszenen, same thing again. Okay, if I have a very, sharp touch, it doesn't suit the musicality, isn't it? The character is not a very sharp, aggressive, decisive character. The character is I probably want it to be very sad or melancholy or miserable or whatever. Just a very, heartbroken character. Of course, I need to use a soft and cushioned touch. I can't use a decisive and very direct touch. So I need to control the speed of touching the key. And then that's the key of changing your timbres. And of course, sometimes you can use your left hand to help you as well, but that's only a helper. It's enhancing, but it's not completely changing, okay? So, and then this has level as well. If you make it less, you make it even less sharper, even less sharper. Add some left pedal to help you. You see, all these different tones we can create by changing the speed of your finger touching the key. Okay, so that's okay, the next one, which is the last one. Sorry. I need to arrange my board better, but okay. The last one is pedal. Okay. I know that everyone can use pedal. Yo, sorry. I think this is changing. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, good. Now it's good. Yeah. Okay, now we talk about pedal. I put pedal, this is the last step, okay? I put pedal at the last because it's a very, very important factor to change a lot of things. It can suddenly make a piece sound atmospheric, and it can suddenly make a piece sound huge, dramatic. It has a lot of functions, and we will talk about those functions one by one clearly in the future. Another video specifically talking about pedal. But the thing is, anyone can use pedal. Like even 5 years old, a kid can use pedal. So it seems like a very cheap thing to use in our piano player. But the truth is, pedal is very hard to use cleverly. Because if you don't use it cleverly, it's gonna ruin everything you've created. Like I always use this metaphor. It's like you have a plate of pasta, and then your pedal is like the ingredient you add on top. It's like the pepper you add on top. It's like the parsley or the cheese or whatever you add on top. But if, let's say, for beginners, the most common mistake is they use a lot of pedals. They just think we put pedal down and everything's soft. The truth is everything is drowned in your pedal. It's like you have a plate of pasta and then you put a whole bottle of pepper on top of it and then it's completely ruined. Imagine if I play this piece like this. Use Chopin Nocturne, everybody knows, okay? If I play this piece like this. Sorry, I'm not using all the techniques I've been talking about just now. Now, let me use all the technique I've talked about here and then use a horrible pedal. You will see how harmful a pedal could be. Sorry, wrong notes. But you see, I couldn't bear it anymore because I am not used to this. But this, if we have everything, it could, with a little bit help of your pedal, it would sound beautiful. It's like a beautiful plate of delicious meal if you don't put too much pepper on top of it. Wrong note, this one doesn't count. Again. This one is a shitty plate of pasta. Doesn't count. Delete. Again. Play that note wrong. Anyway, yeah, you see? So just simply by using a lot of pedal, or just by using a pedal wrongly, you can actually destroy something actually could be very, very beautiful. And pedal has a lot of functions as well. This is just one function. This is the harmonic function I called. I will talk about the functions for pedal in our future videos as well. I will in there I will summarize all the pedals, and in my I'm working on the book, Musicality book as well. It's gonna be online in a few weeks too, and welcome to come. And in there I will be talking more specifically about all the details about the pedal and everything. So let me know what you want to know, and I can add it into my book still. So the one function pedal can give is the harmonic pedal. It's very clearly it's this one, so makes the sound not that dry, makes the sound a bit wet. Instead of this, so make the can actually add something sweet and something romantic to the atmosphere. Another pedal is this atmospheric pedal. Do you know this piece? I think this is a Beethoven Waltz Sonata third movement. Beethoven wrote he wants a very long pedal from the beginning to the end of the whole phrase, because I personally think, I suspect Beethoven wants this dawn feeling, like it's like sunrise, like just like a little bit like sunshine on everything's still misty, but you got this sunrise feeling. So this is what I call the atmospheric feeling pedal, and then we can also use pedal to enhance the spectacular feeling of a piece, the grandeur, like which is this is so symbolic. Piano Concerto No. 1, yeah. So like for such big piece, we definitely need pedal to create a huge dramatic feeling effect. And sometimes pedal can help us to make the accent better as well. Like for example, it can help you group your notes. For example, what can I use as an example? Let me think. Okay, I want every 6 notes in one group in my right hand. I didn't talk about grouping today, but this is something like a rhythmic rhyme, rhythmic pulse. This is a tactic thing. We can talk about this another time, but like it can help you to have this pose, inner pose. And it can help you to suddenly cut it off and suddenly connect. So yeah, it can help you in a lot of different ways, and it can help you to enhance the accent as well. For example, what piece has an accent? Let me think. In this Rachmaninoff? Like for example here. Every time I want to accent it, you can use a little bit pedal in some of your music. So it's just all different types and all different functions. Sometimes you can use two kind of use of pedals and then to create a specific musical style and musical effect and yeah. So so it's actually a lot of use of pedal, but please make sure you add it at the end. So make sure you finish cooking your dishes and then add on top your ingredient, whatever it is, pasta, cheese, or parsley, or rosemary, whatever. I'm a horrible cook as well, so I'm not very good at all the ingredients, but you know that's the idea. Please add it at the end. You don't try to add it at the beginning when you are cooking. You're gonna ruin the dishes. Okay, so yeah, so now we have all these 9 steps, and I think those are the factors that actually can control your musicality. And by following the composer's mind for the first one, first 2, dynamic and articulations, we have to follow the composers. For the rest, we can actually have our own designs, interpretations, and thoughts. So we have a lot of space to explore and discover. We have to, based on the music character the composer wants to express, of course. But each of the steps have a few possibilities. And then we can combine all of them, and it makes us almost endless in a lot of possibilities. That's why people say everybody sounds different. That's why people say every single pianist can make every piece sounds different, because we have so many factors influencing our decisions and influencing our final result. And then there is no possibility that two people could have like exactly the same like interpretations, or exactly the same way of the stress, exactly the same way of the phrasing, or the shape, or voicing, or balance, or just tempo choosing. So or any little changes to all those factors influence the end of the music, influence the result of the music. And then that's why every pianist sounds different. But that's actually all the things we need to consider when we want to play musically. It's just like chess. We have 64 squares, but the possibility is endless. And I think that's the beauty of music, isn't it? And that makes it a never-ending process of exploring and explore the most suitable one, or the most impressive one for certain character of the music, to express it as some people may think they want to express different things with the same piece of music. So yeah, they will choose different characters, they will choose different factors, choose different tempo, balance, like everything changes because you want to say something else. So at the bottom of this is actually what you actually want to tell your audience. What do you want your audience to feel? And I think that's the most important thing every single pianist should be concerning. It's not like how fast I can play my fingers, how fast I can do my octaves, or can you do the third, can you do the most difficult, can you do the campanella? It's not about this, I think. It's about can I play something makes my audience feel better when they are lonely? Can I play something can make my audience feel even happier when they are already happy? Can I play something that matches the atmosphere, lift up the atmosphere when the atmosphere is a little bit dry? And I think that's what music is actually why it's so precious. It's why it's soul food for every single one of us. So, yeah, that's it for today. And now I'm going to read the comment, okay? And do you have any question? If you have any question, you can ask me now, and I will try my best to answer all the questions. And I know that everything I've been talking about is easy to talk about. I know it's very hard to do. It takes years practice to do, and takes exercise, and takes different methods of training. But I will, if you want to learn, I will be very happy to teach, and I will gradually upload videos in my channel. And I'm welcome to support my channel by tipping me through the link down in the description box, or in the pinned chat as well. And we will keep having a lot of content with how to play the piano techniques, the musical techniques as well. Okay, now let's see if we have any questions. Anyone has any question? If not, then we are going to finish here. Let me read the chat. Hey, the piano difficult to play? Well, it depends on what level you want the piano to be. If you just want to play a normal level, it's not really difficult to play. By reasonable practice, you can do some very beautiful songs if you want to. And I got some requests as well. So for all the audience who are requesting, this is not a request session, okay? So I'm not taking requests in my tutorial session. So if you want any request, welcome to come back tomorrow evening, every Wednesday evening, 7 p.m. I'm taking anyone's request during my request session. Okay, so most of them would be sight reading probably, because I know very little music. The more I learn piano, the longer I dig into music, the less I feel I know about it. I feel I know very few music, and I know very little about famous composers as well. And comparing to a lot of people, a lot of knowledge, the more I dig into it, I feel I'm very ignorant. So most of the songs you request, I might not be able to play fluently, because it would be my sight reading. I probably never heard of that piece before, but I will definitely give it a try and try my best. Okay. Too old to learn the piano, could you? Oh, please don't think that way. Nobody is too old to learn the piano. It's never too late, really. I used to have a student who was 60 something, and and she could play pretty good too. So, and she started quite late too. And I have a student now who is 44. So plenty of examples. I think never too old. And okay, I know nothing about music except I like it, and I'm loving learning now. Yeah, okay, welcome. Yeah, welcome all the learners. Doing good. Keep doing. Thank you for your support. If you find this live stream helpful, and really welcome to support me. Thank you, Officer Jackson. Thank you for your tip. Thank you for your tip. Thank you for your super chat again. Thanks so much. What other question do we have? I know nothing about me. But after this means you can articulate the piece to suit your own feeling, mind blown by the implications. Exactly. You can definitely articulate the piece and shape the piece and design the piece and to express your own feeling. It's a vehicle to express your own feeling, and that's why all the pianists, we love doing it, because it's a better way to express our feelings rather than just speak it out loud. Could you play the campanella? Okay. Good teacher. Thank you very much. I hope you do long form videos. Oh, yeah, I'm quite bad at video editing. That's why I was postponing doing long form videos, but I will be doing long form videos, and yeah, I will do it in the new year. Okay, so keep subscribing me, and I will try my best to upload all the long form video content to help everyone as well. And okay. And do you play something about Russia? Okay, another thing I need to say now in this chat is we don't really do anything politically, okay? This is purely a piano lover place, a music lover place. The way you convey it is indeed how do you flow more with what you are playing? Okay, this is a question. We got a question from Vulnerable. How do we flow more with what you are playing? So you mean you want your melody to flow more? Okay, so this is a combination of two things. We always say that it's very hard to make the piano sing because fundamentally piano is a percussion instrument. We cannot make long and connected sound like violinists or singers, they do. But there are two things we can do to make it flow and sounds lyrical. One thing is to have a direction in your phrase. I'm talking too much today. My voice is gone. Okay, let me show you an example. We still use like E minor, Chopin concerto. So beautiful piece. Oh my god, really want to. Okay, there's this one short phrase. Like first, we want to have a direction. So for each phrase, if you want to make it flow, you want to make it connected, make it a long lyrical line, find a direction for your phrase. So for this one, I think this G is definitely my direction, my pinpoint, the point I'm going to. So I'm going here. So then the shape I will have. You hear the shape? So you're going to that note and then you disappear. That's the first thing. Second thing is the strengths we've been talking about. It's the breath for finger, but strength for us. So imagine this is all octaves. And it feels like you feel like your strength is a flow, and then from this one, and then adding. It's the strength flow you're adding, so it's your body strength instead of you control with your forearms or anywhere else, or this. If you control with this or your forearms, you will never make it lyrical and flowing. It feels like water flowing from your body into the piano key. And then all these things, they are pipes. Your arms, forearms, big arms, shoulders, everywhere, they're relaxed. They're just pipes. They're there to support your strength to flow into the piano key. So you go. Imagine you're doing yoga. It's like yoga flow. Okay, it's like feel like your strength flowing between in your body and then between your fingers. So it feels you give something here, and then they move. They move like horizontally. They don't move vertically. If you give a stress for each note, then it sounds like this. But I even didn't use pedal now. So I will show you without pedal so you can hear clearly what it sounds like. It's your strength flow and your directional phrase. These two things makes your phrase sounds lyrical and flowing. Okay. You opened my mind with your lesson. How do we master music like you? Even your explanations are clear, crystal, and resonating. Merry Christmas. Oh my God, thank you so much, Theo. This is really helpful. I'm so glad to know this is helpful, and I'm so glad to know this is crystal clear. I was always worrying about my explanation is not clear enough, because that was my problem when I was learning piano. So I always hope someone could explain this clearer. So for all the people who actually want to learn, we can actually have a way up. So I would love to have more people to demystify the piano learning, study, or music learning. So every piano lover can actually find a way. So anyone can play. And if you want to master the music like me in the future, I couldn't say I mastered the music. I'm still learning a lot of things. Like I don't have like deep understanding for a lot of composers and a lot of music. I'm still learning a lot of new pieces, a lot of new things. Try different ways, exploring to find the best way to explore the music, to convey the most expressive like music I want to my audience. But I'm not a master in music, but I would say I know quite a lot in piano playing. Like I know how to control this instrument, but I wouldn't say I know how to control music yet. I'm still learning in music, and I'm still learning in how to make my piano playing more efficient and effective. And this is a never-ending process, isn't it? It's keep exploring, keep learning, and keep improving. So I will be keep sharing what I've learned and what I discovered, and what if I find a more effective, efficient way of practice, I'd love to share with you guys as well, if you would like to know. So welcome to join my membership. And so if you join my membership, if you have any piano question, we have a piano clinic, and you can ask my piano questions in the piano clinic, and you will see membership post. And and what other perks did I have? Oh my God, I really should do this better. Anyway, no wonder every piece I have made so far sounds so too stupid, because I'm using my strengths wrong. Well, okay, yeah, I'm glad this helps you, Vulnerable. You can try. This is quite hard. It's not like you realize it and the next day you can use it. It's like it's like boxing, okay? Like if you want to do it correctly, use it correct way, you go to practice. But you definitely you can try. Don't try to control each single note. It's not making music lyrical. And even though you can control each sound, volume very good, it's not making your music touching. Okay. Anyone else? Am I late? Hey, hello, Yash. Hey, you're not late. Yes, but we are about to finish up now. Anybody has any more questions? If not, then we are finishing up. Yeah. Hey, hello, Yash. No one has any more questions? No more questions? We finished here? I'm going to play something now. After explaining for almost 2 hours, I actually want to play something. What should I play today? Okay, let's play Schumann. Try mine to finish this. Okay. When is the next stream? I will join. Thank you, Yash. Next stream is actually tomorrow. Every Wednesday, 7 p.m., we will have a request stream in which I'm going to take every single request everybody gave me, even though it's means sight reading for me. I don't care. I'm going to try. Okay? Every Sunday, we will have a piano challenge session. Every Sunday, I am going to have a different challenge. And then last Sunday, I had a challenge, try to learn Passatic's third movement in just 100 minutes. And then this coming Sunday, I'm doing something really big. I don't know if I'm crazy or not. Maybe I shouldn't do this, but this coming Sunday, I am going to try to practice 8 hours straight, non-stop. I know I'm crazy, but this is a piano challenge. Let's play big. Let's play extreme. Yeah? Okay, and every Tuesday, 7 p.m., I'm going to have a tutorial session. And welcome to join my membership. And then if you join my membership, we will have a membership poll. And you can decide which challenge or which topic you want me to talk about for each tutorial and challenge session. And every day, normally, sometimes if I go on to a date with my boyfriend or, such things happens in life. But every day, normally, I will have daily practice session, but I won't talk during my practice session. I will just focusing on my own practice and welcome to join my practice. It feels good to practice with someone else, isn't it? So we don't feel that lonely. It's 2 a.m. here. Oh, hey, hello everyone. Wow, that's really late for you. Yes, you should go to sleep. That's too late. It's already your tomorrow where I stayed up all night. I just realized some. Oh my God. Everybody stayed up so late. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve. And Merry Christmas for everyone. I'm going to play Schumann Kinderszenen. Yeah, right. It's when people talk while playing the piano. Yeah, so for the practice session, I won't be talking at all. I will be just focusing on my own practice. And if you want to join me, welcome to join me. Okay, now let's play the Kinderszenen. And then we finish. Okay. everyone. A small short piece to finish with, but a very beautiful piece. So hope you like today's live stream and hope it's helpful for you and for all the audience who are super late, 2 a.m., 5 a.m., go to sleep. Your health is the most important. It's a priority here. And you can always come back here to my live stream. And it will be on YouTube all the time, okay? So thank you everyone for your comments, for being here with me, for watching, for enjoy the time with me, and hope it's helpful for you. And I give my best wishes to your piano study. And this whole method is my system, XinRu's piano method. And welcome to come back. We can talk about more, and I would love to share more in the next and in the future tutorial session. And so, okay, so see you. Bye. Have a lovely morning, evening, and afternoon, or whatever. Enjoy the brand new day, and Merry Christmas. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.